Let's talk about some cryptos today. And we're going to just kind of break it down, look at some different time frames. First, I want to talk about the 4 hour for XYO. Let's get rid of all of this. So XYO could be forming a bull flag right now. Okay. Some things we need to be aware of, though. You could see these EMAs, mainly the white EMA, which I believe is the 21 EMA that I have on here. Yep, I have the white one as the 21 EMA. So holding this is a really good sign. I like that we bounced from here. Okay, so this is acting as support as of right now. Okay, you see we have a wick here also. This is about the 2-3 range. I think I made a post in the Discord a couple days ago. The 2-3 range is acting as strong support. We have 4 times that it's touched this area. And also, it bounced off the EMA, which is a really good sign. So you can see right now, we can even do it like kind of like this. We need to break above this trend line, right, for this to be a bull flag. And usually the bull flag would rally the same distance as the pole, right? So maybe I could do this in a second, but looking at this right now, I really want to hold this EMA on a 4-hour time frame. It seems like it wants to. Any closes below this would probably be bad short term for XYO, so we have to be aware of that. But just understand that this is support at the 2-3, let's just say 2-3 to 2-4 level. It seems like it's building strong support, which is a good sign. We want that with cryptos and stocks, right? We don't want something just to go up forever and then it's going to fall down. We want this structure to build. The pump, it consolidates, and then it rallies again higher. So where could XYO go if that is the truth, right? So let's see if I can pull up wherever I put it. It's not it. I might not be able to find it today. Here we go. Bars pattern. So let's say this is the pull. Oh, let's see. Let's just use this right here. Okay, and then once this breaks out, what potentially can and would happen is we could potentially move higher. Okay, so this could be the next thing for XYO, maybe this month, maybe in December. Again, this is a 4-hour time frame, so potentially this is kind of what I'm looking at. Now let's go to a daily, and this gets us to about 9 to 10 cents, just so you guys know. All right, so let's go to a daily real quick because I do have this trend line and I want to see why I have this trend line up here. Okay, so that would actually be the uptrend too from these points. So this could be like the third touch point up here. So yeah, potentially this could be playing out right now, guys. A massive bull flag for XYO. Again, if we hold that EMA on the 4-hour, that would be a really good sign. If we kind of look at the stochastic and the RSI, let's see. So really what I think could potentially happen next is kind of like what happened back in the day for XYO. So you could see back in the day, and this is why I'm still holding, by the way. My average is right under a penny now because I obviously have been trading in and out of it a couple times. Back in the day, we pumped, we pulled back, we pumped, we pulled back, we pumped. So we created negative divergence 3 times on a daily time frame. Okay, so right now we have not created any negative divergence at all. And we basically had like the first pump right here. Okay, so again, that's kind of what I'm looking for, especially with cryptos like this, is I want to see negative divergence form where we're making higher highs and then I start to take profit. Right now, we've just pumped once, and now it's pulling back, which is normal. It's cooling off. So I'm going to stay patient with this one and wait for another rally. I do have price points where I will be taking profit. I'll kind of share that with you right now. So what are my price targets for this? So let's remove these drawings. And I'm going to base it solely on Fibonacci, guys, and negative divergence. Okay. So, and this is a very high risk crypto still. So take a Fibonacci, bring it all the way to the low. Right now, we have touched the 2.618 level and we have a wick, and we're basically rejecting. We haven't even officially closed the week above the 1.618 level, but a full Fibonacci retracement would be about 6 cents. So my next target, where I'm going to take some profit probably because I got to lock in some of these gains, is about 5 to 5.5. So the 3.618 level, and then at 6 cents, I'm going to take more profit. But ultimately, guys, you want to study the negative divergence that forms, because my guess would be if this is a bull flag, like on the 4 hour that I just showed you, okay, let's say hopefully we don't come crashing down all the way to like a penny and a half, which is where the 21 EMA is on a daily time frame. But if the 4 hour plays down, there's a bull flag, and we have one last pump, it's going to come back down. So I'm going to lock in profits. And if this makes a lower high and this makes a higher high, then that would be negative divergence, like what played out before over here. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm watching right now. Let's jump over to ASM and kind of break this down. Let's start with the 4 hour, just like XYO. So ASM looks a little different right now. You see we are not holding the EMAs. XYO we were. Let's just compare them so you guys can see what I'm looking at. All right, so XYO is holding this white EMA. ASM is not holding any of the EMAs on a 4 hour time frame. Okay. Now I'll give you an example of negative divergence, because you could play it out on a 4 hour and a daily. 4 hours more short term, like if you're trying to day trade, which I don't really like to do. When I say to buy something, it's really because I'm thinking weeks to months out, and that has worked with the cryptos we've talked about. But we could just break down the 4 hour real quick. So with the 4 hour, this could be a good sign. We could be making a higher low right here if we could stay above this 42 on the RSI. We're still in an uptrend, you can see right here. So for ASM, again, this is even more high risk, I would say, than XYO, because the market cap is so small compared to XYO. But if we want to kind of break things down a little bit, let's do this. So you could see, I mean, even if you do it like this, we're in an uptrend. I mean, that's sloppy, but we're still going higher. We're making higher lows, and we're making higher highs, okay? So that's a good sign. AS is you can see it pumps and it dumps, right? So my strategy with ASM is really just to catch the next pump, and that's why I've recently bought in at 0.037. I think I bought in here the other day, so it obviously pumped and now it's pulling back. If we look at it a weekly, though, this looks a lot better in my opinion. So this is why I'm thinking more long term. So let's pull up the weekly and let's get rid of all of this. And you can see on the weekly, guys, we're still trading above all the EMAs. So, when we were under it and it bottomed like this, I'll give you an example of kind of what it does. So it was kind of like this, right? We couldn't, even right here, we could not break above it. We sold off. Right here, we could not break above it. We sold off. Right here, actually, it was this candle right here where we started to break above it. Okay. We came up, we back tested the orange EMA. Right here, we broke above it after a downtrend. We back tested the EMAs and we held it and we pushed higher. So this is a good sign for ASM. This is why I'm in the crypto right now. Okay. So if we kind of want to understand, well, what's next for ASM with such a low market cap, it can move very fast, especially if it starts getting some volume. You could see that we have not tested 5.3, that's the 236 level. But let's just say we want to run this up to the 618 level. That's about 11 cents. So this is, once we start making some moves, then I'll kind of break it down. But as of right now, I'm in ASM. I'm staying in ASM. Nothing looks concerning to me about ASM. And the money I have invested, I'm not worried about, right? So the way I kind of balance my portfolio is I have a lot more money in Obviously the ones like Litecoin, Jasmy, XRP, like the bigger market cap coins. But with something that's like less than a $70 million market cap, I'll take a little bit of money and I'll risk it, right? Because I'm okay if I lose half of that money. Let's say it goes down 50%. It could happen. Let's say it's a dead project and it just doesn't work anymore. So I lose 50, 60, 70% of that money I invested. I'm still okay because my portfolio is still staying afloat because of all my other cryptos. So I would never take all my money and invest it in ASM. That's a gamble. That's a risk. Okay. That's not having a plan at all. But I'm risking a portion of my portfolio on a high risk crypto that I believe can run because I believe we're potentially right here. Okay. And last time this happened, we rallied for multiple weeks. And it with being an AI crypto, it has a good narrative behind it. I think it's just going to be a thing this cycle. So again, this looks good above the EMAs. And then you can see that the RSI right now, there's no negative divergence. So we're not making any higher highs yet, even though this is a lower high. So that's a good sign too. So I like the cross. I like that there's no negative divergence. And then also we had recently a MACD cross right here, which is a good sign on August 2024. That's why we got above the EMAs. So every time we have a MACD cross and a crypto gets above the EMAs, and especially does a back test like this, it's a really good sign. So I'm holding out for ASM right now. This is not financial advice. It's just my opinion. You should definitely do your own research and do what's best for you. Now, this video is super long, but let's look at Jasmy also. I want to make sure you guys are getting what I'm talking about here. So Jasmy is looking amazing. It is making higher highs. It's following Elliott wave. This is what we've been talking about, right? The good news is, it's kind of a delay, guys. We were talking about this MACD cross a while ago, right? So this happened in October, the first week of November. We had a bullish MACD cross, and it's kind of delayed. We got above the EMAs, great sign, and then we pushed higher. Okay, so this is all good stuff. Now, here's the thing. This weekly candle is going to close in a couple days. Today's Friday, so in about 48 hours, I believe, maybe a little more. Now, if this point on the RSI is lower than 80, and right now it's at 75. So Jasmy, it's already making a higher high. So Jasmy needs to push a lot higher, and the RSI needs to get above this. If the RSI can break 80 to 81, that is a very good sign that Jasmy wants to push higher. If the RSI does not break above this before the end of the week, let's say Sunday comes and we close here. Well, what does that mean, guys? That means we have created more negative divergence. And we saw last time what happened. When you make a higher high and the RSI makes a lower high, it's bearish. So right now we're making the higher high. Paint the picture even more clear for you. This was a higher high. You can see this red line. This was a lower high. Negative divergence. Bearish. Jasmy crashed from 4.4 all the way to $0.015. It crashed 62%. Okay. So again, can that happen? Of course it can happen. And it probably will at some point. The question is, what's the price point Jasmy is going to be at? So the best way for us to figure that out is by using Fibonacci levels. Okay. So let's calculate some things real quick. I want to show you guys how this stuff works. So we take it from this high, we bring it all the way to the low. Okay. You can see that we ran up to the 1.618 level, but we did not quite get to the 2.618 level. So the reason we crashed from here is we have wicks, we have resistance. So we have to use resistance, which you see right here, and we have to use Fibonacci to understand where are we going to go next. So let's bring this over to here, and let's bring this up here from this high point of 4.4. Okay. So right now we are pretty much almost at the 1.618 level. So my best guess would be that if I'm thinking more long term, and I'm talking weeks out, that we're going to end up here soon. That would be my best guess. But this week, in the next couple of days, we could experience some short-term resistance around the 6.162 range, because this is the 1.618 level. Maybe we climb as high as this wick right here, and we get up to 8.4, 8 to 8.5, and then we experience a pullback. Okay, so we'll see what happens today. But right now, this is a very good sign that we're making a higher high. Now I'm just watching this on a weekly time frame because I'm not going to get stuck in this, right? Now, I'm hoping that this makes a higher high because then Jasmy could go much higher. Jasmy could push all the way up to, I believe, really like 12 to 14 cents. So I still believe in taking healthy profits. Do what you want. There's going to always be opportunities, but this is just where I'm at with XYO, ASM, and Jasmy. Hopefully it's helpful. We'll see you guys on the next one.